So this battery I bought with my own money for $599. It's a 48 volt, 5 kilowatt hour server rack battery. And I bought it on Amazon. That is crazy. You can get this to your door for $599. There's still server rack batteries selling for $1,300 right now. Now in the past, if you buy a cheap server rack battery on Amazon, it was a 15S cell configuration. And you can't use that with most systems, but this one's a 16S. Next, the budget ones usually do not have inverter communication, but this one has that as well. Next, most of the time the budget ones do not have a DC rated circuit breaker, but this one has that as well. But how could it be so much cheaper? I read the manual and I found out why. It has small terminals on the front and I didn't know why at first, but it's because it's only rated for 50 amp charge and 50 amp discharge, which means this battery can only charge and discharge with 2,560 watts. But most server rack setups have 6 batteries, and that's 300 amps. And if you multiply by 51.2 volt nominal, you get 15,360 watts. So if you need a battery on its own, this is the worst choice possible. But if you have a stack of them, it's very cost competitive. Now the first test I did for the last few weeks was capacity cycle testing with 50 amps. And I pulled between 99.2 and 99.3 amp hours. And no matter how many times I cycled it or tested it or left it at a high state of charge, it wouldn't increase or decrease. And a lot of the older server rack batteries had this issue. Even the old EG4 server rack batteries, they stayed at like 99.5 amp hours forever. And that's because this BMS has a coulometer and it uses that to cycle instead of voltage. It will use the voltage thresholds if it needs to, but usually it's going to cycle with the coulometer. Nowadays, most of the older manufacturers do not have this issue, and they pull 100 to 101. But if you take the cells out and test them, they're about 106. Next, I cycle tested with 100 amps, and it throttled the current down to 10 amps, and that's very common on the more expensive BMS for server rack batteries. And that feature is especially nice when you have lots of batteries in parallel and they're not at the same state of charge. It will throttle the current until they're all at the same state of charge, and then they cycle together. Actually, for them to be perfectly balanced, you need to cycle them all to 100% together, but this feature does help. Now the interface is pretty nice. It shows you the watts, the volts, and the amps. And you can change the settings right here. This is where you turn on the Bluetooth. And the hardware and the software version is #1. So yeah, no problems on the first version. Then if you click over here, you get the cell voltages, and you get the temperature sensors, so all 4, and the MOSFETs. And down here you set the communication protocol. So when I test it, I'm going to use Lux Power. But it seems to have everything: Solar, Growatt, Doya, Pylontech, Victron even. That's pretty cool. And the build quality of the case is nice. There's actual nice labels. Usually at this price point, you don't see this quality at all. Looks like you get what you pay for. Check this out. All of the cells are crooked. This is really bad, actually. Imagine the stress to the terminal, especially in a high vibration environment. And it's really bad over here. Look at this bus bar, it's bent. Looks like this metal bar is not doing its job, and there's no foam on the top between the cells and the metal bar. But the bar doesn't look bent. Actually, the bar is bent, so this might be shipping damage. And it's actually present on this row of cells as well. And this bar is super bent. You can actually see it with your eyes. Maybe it was because it was shipped with Amazon and this package got thrown around. Maybe these types of batteries should be shipped on a pallet, because it looks pretty strong, and I don't know how they could screw this up, but yeah, this top is not working. Now look at how large the BMS is, and it's only rated for 50 amps. Looks like this is the BMS, and this is all for communication down here. And both boards have a conformal coating, and all the wires are protected. Actually, this looks pretty good. And here's the inductor for the converter circuit to throttle the current. The gauge of wire for 50 amps is incredible. It's oversized. And it's wired up with Ethernet cables, which isn't very cost effective. And I've never seen this on a unit. That's pretty wild. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No way. That is not good. So unfortunately, too many failures. I was gonna test the communication, but yeah, not with cells like this and me being able to wiggle this out with my hand. And I've never talked to this company before, but I'm gonna send them this video and try to get my money back. So I hope you liked the video. If you want to see batteries I actually recommend that work really well, please check out the links below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.